Guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for coming back to see me. I really appreciate it. So today I'm bringing you another Islander. I've not featured an Islander on the channel for a while. I'm not really sure why, to be honest. They seem to be making some outstanding watches. Mark over there is doing fantastic bits. His colleague Ryan and other people, they're doing some really good stuff. I saw this watch was released not long ago. It's the ISL-199. I was drawn to the dial. This one's a bamboo dial. They do a couple of other ones as well, but this one really I did like the look of. They've definitely drawn some inspiration from a more well-known brand. The thing is that more well-known brand is considerably more expensive. That coupled with the fact that they seem to have made some real improvements on this watch in terms of, I like the fact it's got an exhibition case back. I like the fact they've even signed the rotor. It's got a blue rotor, which they've taken the time to do. The fully milled clasp looks very, very good. A nice addition. The fully brushed bracelet they do on it. I'm not going to say what style of bracelet it is, but yeah, they look to be doing some serious bits. It was one that I reached out to Ryan over at Islander to see if they'd send it over to me for review. They're really good like that with reviewers. Oftentimes I either buy it or send it back, but I do appreciate them allowing me to have a look. Is it as nice as I thought it would be? Because the pictures, I was just like, I need to get this in. I've had a couple of weeks with it now, so I think I'm in a good position to give you my thoughts on it. Hopefully, as I always say, by the time we get to the end of the video, you'll know if it's for you or not. If it is, please use the link. It's not an affiliate link. Just make your job a little bit easier, makes your life a bit easier as well. But yeah, thanks for tuning back in. I'll stop going on because it's about that time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. Very usual packaging that you get of Islander watches. With the prices going up, I might want to see that change, to be honest. I've always said that I do like the money being spent on the watch, and that's very true. But I mean, when the prices start creeping up to the prices they are now, I mean, it might be good to sort of get a slightly nicer packaging. But there we go, this is what it comes in. Cushion inside, warranty card. I've never had one signed. Just a little bit of cardboard. There's some information on there that you might want to be able to read. I've taken off 4 links for it to fit my wrist. My wrist is just above a 7-inch wrist for your reference, so yeah, should fit wrist sizes past 8-inch, so that's good. We'll take it off the cushion, velvety style cushion, just cardboard inside, and then we put all that to the side, and then what you're left with is this watch. Very, very cool. Let me undo the crown a second and I'll get it to a sort of more suitable position for the review. I'll go sort of around here, given there's no date, so it doesn't really matter. I'll give it a bit of charge because it's been sat in the box in preparation for the review. Wore it for a couple of weeks and here we are. So this is the ISL-199. It's their bamboo dial watch. I did really like the look of it. Obviously it's taken some inspiration from a more well-known watch, but that watch does cost considerably more than this Islander. So yeah, for £300, is it worth your time? Let's have a look. So I said ISL-199. Inside it's running a Citizen Miyota 9039 movement. I'll bring some information up about that movement now. I've said it once, I'll say it twice, I'll probably say it even more than that. I do like the Miyota 9000 series of movements. High beat movements, 4 Hertz. 21,600, 28,000 beats per hour. Yeah, 40-hour power reserve. This one, I kid you not, is running about 3 seconds fast a day, and I think you'll take that all day long, really, wouldn't you? For the sort of price of the watch. Nice sweep on the second hand due to it being a 4 Hertz. Yeah, really, really, really. There's not much to say negative about the 4 Hertz movements that Miyota do. I really love them. So yeah, this is the no date variant 9039 movement. The date variant's a 9015 that many of you may have seen previously. So there we are. The construction of the watch, aside from the crystal on the front and back, is all 316L stainless steel. So that's the high polished bezel you'll be able to see. The case, which is polished really at the sides, brushed on the top of the lugs. You've got the bracelet, which is brushed on top, polished at the sides. You've got the clasp, which is all fully brushed. Outer part of the exhibition case back is polished. You've got solid end links, fully milled clasp, as I've mentioned. So a mixture of brushing and polishing, and all 316L stainless steel, done to a good standard, which I'm sure you'd expect now from Islander. So there we go. The case thickness of the watch is 11mm, so that's good to see. The case diameter, I normally measure from the 8 to the 2, it's coming in at 38.7 millimeters, and when you go from the 9 to the 3, including the crown, it's coming at 40.7 millimeters. The lug width on this is 20. That does taper down to 16 and back up to 18 mil at that fully mill clasp. And the lug to lug, tip to tip, is a true lug to lug. As you can see, it's got female end links of the center link. It's coming at 45.3 millimeters. So good proportions there, guys. I think you'll all agree. So there we are. The case back is exhibition. I'll just show you that very quickly. I like the fact they've signed the rotor. You've got the blue with Islander written on there, screwed down, and with some information just going around the outside of that exhibition case back. So there we go. High polished bezel. I already showed you. Nice contrast with the top of lugs being brushed and the bracelet being brushed. So yeah, stands out quite a bit. The crown is situated at the 3 o'clock position. It's a screw down crown. Done nicely, good size, sort of 3 mil crown roughly, away from the case, because it gives you about an extra 3 mil, including the crown with the diameter of the case of the watch itself. The bracelet is a nice star bracelet. Some would say it's a Jubilee star bracelet. I'm not going to say that, but it does taper nicely, couple of mil, nicely brushed on top, screw pins to make it nice and easy for you to sort of size it for yourself. The clasp is fully milled, signed on the top, all brushed, as I already mentioned. And it's got 4 levels of micro adjustments. So you should be able to get that perfect fit for yourself. I don't think that'll be a problem whatsoever. The crystal covering the dial and the crystal covering the bottom, I'm saving it together, is sapphire crystals. That gives you a sapphire sandwich. Boom, we like that. We do like a sapphire sandwich. The crystal, yes, that's the crystal. The water resistance of the watch is cited as being 100 meters. So that would give you 10 atmospheres of water resistance. And the weight will appear in the top right. It's just above 117 grams with those 4 links removed. With those 4 links back in, you're probably looking at about 130 odd grams, which, given the size of the watch, given everything, is probably about right, really. Good bit of heft, but not too heavy. But there we go. But that's the proportions, that's the weight. Let's just have a look at the dial now, guys, in just a little bit more detail. So, obviously, the star of the show is going to be the dial. You've got that bamboo style dial with the different shades of green. You've got a raised rehaut that's in dark green as well, with a minute track going around the outer edge. Inside that, you've got applied battens everywhere. So you've got a double batten at the 12, single battens everywhere else. You've got Islander printed onto the dial just below that double batten at the 12, and you've got automatic just above, that have been printed on just above the 6 o'clock position. I'll bring the loom up, guys. The loom is very good, actually. I'm not surprised. I do rate Islander's loom, but this one's even better than I probably expected. They've even loomed the logo. Can you see that? That's really cool. I wasn't expecting that, but they've done it. So fair play to them. Like I said, the star of the show is going to be that dial. I do really like looking at it. It's yeah, really, really nice. As I say, you've got high polished hands in contrast to that green dial. You got, as I said, you got nice loom on there. The proportions of the hands are done nicely. Nothing, they haven't reinvented the wheel with the hands, but they're nice, finished nicely. So there we are. As I said, 9039 movement inside. You undo the crown, it'll pop. You take it out. There's only one position. You'll see it hacks because it hasn't got a ghost position. The 9039 is a no date movement, which is good to see. You put it back in. You'll see the second hand will start back up again. If you turn it away from you, you can just about make out. You can charge it as I did at the start of the video, and if you screw it back up, there you go, no issues whatsoever. So yeah, very nice. And like I said, I've had no problems with legibility with the watch. Lots to like. The dial's very, very nice. Not very subtle. So if you're looking for something a bit understated, this might not be for you. But yeah, beautiful looking watch. So there we are. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, guys. Give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. So there we are, guys. That's what it looks like on my wrist. My wrist is just above a 7-inch wrist for your reference, and I think it fits really nicely, to be honest. But I do think, that being said, I do think it will fit a lot of wrist sizes due to the sort of nature and the size of the watch. So there we are. Very, very pretty. Cool. Okay, so guys and girls, that would now take me on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with pucker. So what I think is pants, Not a great deal. I do think this offers a whole lot of watch for your money. The only thing I would say is something I mentioned from the outset is the packaging. If you look at the quality of the watch, I think the packaging is very basic. Not too bad for sort of the more affordable watches they sell, but I do think that maybe for the price of watch going up, the packaging is the one thing to let it down, if I'm being honest. So I'll just mention packaging. For pants, what I think is Pukka, quite a bit more, probably unsurprising. Yeah, Sapphire sandwich. I've said before, my favourite type of sandwich behind a BLT. The dial, really, really beautiful dial. Yeah, stunning, I'd say. Really, really nice. The loom, yeah, the loom, I dare say Islander have good loom, but I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be quite as good as it is on this watch. And I like the fact they've done their logo as well. So yeah, the loom, the movement, yeah, the Miyota 4 series, 4 hertz, excuse me, the 4 hertz movements from Miyota are fantastic. The fact they put a no date variant in a no date watch as well is winning. The size, I've already mentioned as well. I think the size is really, really good. Conforms to the wrist nicely. Yeah, good size. Bracelet. They've done this sort of bracelet before with polished. I'm glad they went for all brushed. Gives it a bit more of a tall aesthetic. Making it maybe a Garda watch. It could be classified as. So yeah, the bracelet and the clasp. This clasp is a huge improvement on what they was offering before. Before it was sort of like pressed outer, milled inner, but this is fantastic. All milled. The shell is really done nicely. I like how simple they've done it with just with their logo. 4 levels of micro adjustment. Yeah, the clasp is very, very nice. So they're the things I'll mention, guys. So I'll go with the Sapphire sandwich, dial, loom, movement, size, bracelet, and clasp. Whew, quite a bit there, isn't there? And guys and girls, would I recommend this watch? I think it goes without saying I would have to. I wouldn't have asked to get it over if I didn't think it was going to be a cracker. It's definitely lived up to the expectation. Lots of watch for £300 in my opinion. So yeah, they're the things I'll mention in terms of, yeah. So yeah, I definitely would recommend it. But guys and girls, more importantly, and as I always say, please let me know what you think about this watch. Maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.